Hey guys, welcome to another video. Or if you are new here, hi, my name's Emily. I do a lot of fashion and lifestyle vlogs and other videos. Let's get into it. Today I am going to be talking to you guys about how I clean out my wardrobe. It's just in time for the classic spring cleaning. I know after Christmas I was so excited to come back to my apartment and just absolutely clear out my closet. I felt like there was so much sitting here that I didn't even miss while I was gone. So definitely time to get rid of those pieces. And I'll show you guys how I cleared out all of this, not even including what I already sold on Poshmark and The RealReal. So super exciting. Hopefully I'll have some helpful tips for you guys. Have two separate bags or boxes set out for items you want to get rid of. So for me, on the left here, items I want to try to sell, whether that be through The RealReal, on Poshmark, or taking it somewhere like Crossroads Trading or Buffalo Exchange. And the box on the left is for items to donate. I find that this helps me let go of items a little easier, especially knowing some of them might still have a monetary value and I can put whatever I get from selling it towards a new item that I might really want. And it helps me do like kind of a cost comparison or a value comparison. Like, is keeping that item really worth not getting the item that I really want? And then knowing that I have somewhere else to send clothing that I know is not worth enough to justify selling it, but it can go to a good cause, and that also helps me detach a little bit from the clothing I definitely don't need. Okay, so my first tip would be to work through your closet section by section, and especially if you're like me and you have a ton of clothes, I would do this honestly over the span of a couple days, because I don't know if this has happened to you guys, but like I'll clear out a drawer and I'll just get like so overwhelmed that it just sits there. Like I don't even touch it because like looking at it just makes me anxious. So I think breaking it up into sections, whether that's by type of clothing or season, color even, whatever works for you, just split it up a little bit and makes the process feel a lot faster and just less overwhelming in general. I would also suggest trying to make a clear out habit, minimum every 6 months. Just go through everything. Ideally, the beginning of every season, just to see where you might be missing things in your wardrobe, what you have too much of, so you don't go into the season, buying a bunch of new pieces and being like, oh, I already have a different version of all of this, because I definitely do that. I tend to buy the same type of thing in different versions. Going through at the beginning of each season helps me kind of pare back what I actually need to buy and what I do end up purchasing. So I know a really classic rule of thumb is if you haven't worn it in a year, get rid of it. However, I personally do not abide by that rule, and here's why. I have a few pieces in my wardrobe that are definitely more of an occasion piece, or what I like to call an archive piece. So I wear heels maybe 5 or 6 times a year, honestly max. I'm not a heel girl whatsoever, but I do keep 6 or 7 pairs in my wardrobe for those occasions, because I'm not going to go out and buy a new pair of heels every single time. So I like to keep classic pairs of heels that go with everything. A little trendy, a little fun, but still something that won't go out in 3 years, and I definitely don't wear them every year. So I think that's a really good exception to the rule to keep in mind. And then archive pieces are, for example, this top is from, so it's 3.1 fill blim. It's a really beautifully detailed black t-shirt, and I honestly haven't worn it in a year. Given COVID, obviously there are less places in general to wear clothes, so that's part of the reason. But I'm not going to get rid of it because it's such a unique and beautiful piece. I know I would miss it, and it's something that I know I'll wear. Might not be all the time, but it's so like beautiful and irreplaceable that like it just wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't be worth it to me to try to sell it. And that's what I would consider an archive piece. Like something you'd want to pass down to your kids. You might not wear it every year, but you know someday that beautiful, then vintage piece will be worthwhile having kept. So those are my 2 exceptions to the haven't worn in a year rule. You might have more, you might have less. Totally up to you. This is just what works for me. Okay, now I'm going to go through my hanging clothes, and I'm going to pull a few pieces that I plan on getting rid of and explain to you guys why they just aren't right for me anymore. So let's get to the actual clearing out. I have narrowed it down a little bit. Obviously, you already saw the pile of stuff I got rid of, so this is adding to that pile. I didn't put anything back in my closet, so I'm really trying to get rid of everything that I just don't see a place for in my wardrobe. So first up is this leopard print little wrap dress. I wore this actually quite a bit. I bought this when I was abroad in Rome, so I wore it a lot there. Leopard print was just on the uptick. This was like 2 years ago, so it was just becoming trendy, and I really love it. Honestly, it is more of a classic piece. However, it has so many runs in it. I do not know if you can see this, but the fabric is just really, really worn. So I would say that is something to look for. If you've worn and loved a piece and it shows that wear and love, I think it's probably time to move on. You could buy a newer version of it or find something else in your wardrobe to take the place. That would be what I would recommend. So that's my explanation for getting rid of this piece. I love it, however, I just don't think it quite shines like it used to due to all of the wear. Okay, next up. This is something I hate doing, and I think I'm gonna try it on just to make sure I don't like it. I have this denim skirt from BDG, so like Urban. It's new with tag, which is why I say I hate doing this. But I bought it when I had very different wardrobe goals for myself, and I think that's something that is very helpful to keep in mind when you are clearing out your closet. Like, keep a running Pinterest board of your style so you can kind of get an idea of how it evolves over time. So like back when I bought this, I was looking more for like going out to bars clothes. I really wanted a skirt I could wear to go out that wasn't black, had a little bit of a twist to it, but was still nothing like too out there, obviously. So I liked the Western detailing, the dark wash denim, etc. But it didn't quite fit how I wanted it to, and I never ended up wearing it out because I think I bought it in probably like February last year, so 2-3 months before everything shut down. So unfortunate timing. So I do think I'm going to try this on and see how I feel about it now, but it no longer fits into my goals for my wardrobe. I'm looking really for more of polished classic pieces or very cool statement pieces. And while this is, I guess, more of a statement piece, it's not the kind that I have been trying to add to my wardrobe. Pieces that really elevate your look, and this doesn't elevate quite in the way that I want it to. So that is why I'm getting rid of this skirt. Okay, next up, we'll do these two together because they pretty much are the same reasons. Two tops. So this one is white, like tie front top from Brandy. They were everywhere however many years ago. And this vintage Harley Davidson button down. So I really do like both of these pieces. However, I have not worn them in the past year, maybe 2 years. I don't know, it's been a while, which is the first sign that it doesn't work with my style or my wardrobe. And so when I figure out I haven't worn them, in my brain I'll try to do, like try to style them 2 to 3 different ways, figure out different ways I can wear them with what I already have. And if I still struggle to do even that, then it's time. And that was the case for both of these. Like, honestly, I would maybe wear this on a beach. Maybe. And I hate wearing long sleeves when it's hot out because it's uncomfortable for everyone. And then this, I think, is just a little bit too skater grunge for my current style. Tried styling it with leather pants to elevate it, and the colors just didn't quite work right. So I think it's time to let them find their new homes with people who will actually wear them and love them, because that's just not me right now. Okay, now for arguably the most difficult part of this whole process, but definitely the most effective way to get rid of things is to clear out the entire drawer and put everything you're keeping back in. And as you can see, my sweatpant and legging drawer is definitely overflowing a little bit. So I'm going to take literally everything out and only put the items that I know I love and wear back in. So let's clear it out. So right off the bat, I found leggings that I honestly kind of forgot I had. They're just seamless ones. They're old, they're from Forever 21. Definitely lost some of their stretch. I think they've just run their course, so time to get rid of those. Same thing with these. Cropped leggings with like little mesh inserts. I don't love a cropped legging. If it's summer and it's warm enough, I'm just gonna wear shorts. And they don't fit me that well from what I remember, so I'll probably try them on, but likelihood is I'll get rid of them as well. I think I'm gonna get rid of these Nike, I think wide leg, I don't know, sweatpants. They're low-waisted, the black's pretty faded at this point. I've had them clearly for a while. And I just hardly ever reach for them, so I think it is time for them to go. Everything is cleared out and fits a little bit better, which is great. So that drawer is done. I got rid of 3 things after already having gone through my closet initially, so I'd say that's pretty good. And you should do that for every single drawer and hanging section in your closet. It'll be worth it, I promise. Now for accessories. My shoes are like in this awkward side shelf, so you can't see them, but I'll grab a pair just as an example and kind of walk through my thoughts and why I kept them, why I didn't keep them, etc. Okay, so the pair I grabbed are these Acne Studios Jensen black pebble leather ankle boots. These have been around for so long and they still sell them. You know, the only reason I've really thought about getting rid of them is right now the cut on boots tends to be like a little bit higher. Like it goes up into your jeans, whereas these are definitely an ankle boot. And with cropped jeans, there's like that chunk of skin or sock between your jean and the boot, and that's just not trendy right now, or like it's not the look that you see. However, I am going to keep these. I think these would fall under what I would call a classic. Like, I know in the next 5 to 10 years-ish, these will be back, and that like look, that hemline, the cropped, whatever it may be, these type of boots will be back in some way, shape, or form. And they're such a high quality, well constructed piece that it wouldn't make sense to get rid of them, knowing that eventually I will wear them again. To me, they're worth taking up that real estate in my closet. I think they're more of an investment. And I plan on wearing them in the future. They're just not it for me right now, so I will be keeping these. So this is an example of, you have to decide if a piece is worth that space. Like, is it high quality enough and a piece that you love enough to keep it until you wear it again? I think that's a really good question to ask, because obviously if these are like fake leather, $40, like Forever 21 boots, I would feel a little differently. That wouldn't be worth the real estate in my very limited shoe shelf. But because these are incredible, like amazingly crafted boots, I think they're worth it to me. And as an example of a pair of shoes I will be getting rid of are these like mule loafers. I got them 2 years ago when the Gucci Princeton slipper was the rage. I wanted those so badly, but obviously for a trend piece, like spending $700 to $900 on shoes just doesn't make sense to me at the time. So I got these ones. They're from Target. Just, faux leather, cute like little tassels, studs, etc. I wore them a good amount. I took them abroad with me, like I mentioned for a piece earlier, but they really have run their course. You're not really seeing these on the gram or in editorials or anything like that anymore, and I don't find myself reaching for them. And I also don't think they're a classic piece. Like, I think if these were ever to come back in style, it'd be slightly different. I would want to buy a different pair. They're not high quality, obviously. They're fake leather. It's definitely like glued, from Target. Like, not the best craftsmanship in the world. They're not something that fits my current vision for my wardrobe, and they're not worth the real estate to save just in case they ever came back in style. So, time to toss these. Finally, let's talk about accessories like bags, sunglasses, wallets, scarves. I really think this could apply to pretty much any of those. So I have been going back and forth on selling this vintage Gucci bag for a very long time. Like, it's so old, the lining is flaking, I had to replace the strap with this chain, like I pretty much never reach for it. However, the reason I keep it in my closet is because I don't think the resale value of this would be high enough that I could purchase something that would be an equal replacement, or even close, Like, where else could I find a, vintage Gucci for like $50? Because that would probably be what this would sell for, like in this condition. It's pretty beat up. And I think, to me, I would rather hold on to this, keep it, use it occasionally, and cherish it for what it is, instead of, sell it for under budget and then not have the funds to replace its function in my wardrobe. So that's about the thought process I go through with my accessories, bags specifically. If I were to sell this item, would I be able to replace the function that it has in my wardrobe right now? If the answer is no, probably won't sell it unless I really just do not think I will ever wear it. If the answer is yes, then I'll list it either on Poshmark or I'll send it into the RealReal. Something along those lines. Just something to keep in mind for the RealReal is the items really do have to be in good to pristine condition, and obviously this is not. So that makes it a little more difficult. The selling process is a little more involved, which adds to why I just have kept her for so long. And it really does go back to the concept of real estate in your wardrobe. Is it worth the space that it takes up? To me, this one is. And I really haven't gotten rid of a handbag in a very long time. I've tried to keep my purchases in that area pretty selective. And that would also be not quite a cleaning tip, but just a wardrobe tip overall. Try to invest in the pieces that you know are going to be getting a lot of wear, because that leads to less turnover in your wardrobe. You can keep those pieces that you love and wear for a very long time, and that's worked really well for me, especially with handbags. So those are pretty much all of my tips for cleaning out your wardrobe. That's my thought process behind things, so hopefully that was helpful to you. Don't forget to like and subscribe or leave a comment below with your favorite clean out tips. I would love to hear anything else, because there are definitely still things I think I could get rid of, even though I did a huge clear out. It's definitely like a bi-monthly thing for me at this point. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!